to add something, here's the thing though. So there was women like us who were little girls, and our moms were living the opposite life they told us to live. In my situation, my mom was putting her hand up, and I'm not saying this in a demeaning way. It was actually happening. Really good for me to have seen it as a child. She was putting her hand out like this every Monday, and my father was issuing a cash allowance to her. Okay? A cash allowance.
Have you all been there?
Yeah. Why cash? Because cash can be monitored and detected. And he treated her very well financially.
Yes.
But that's not the point, because every time you extend your hand out, there's something that this light inside of you, this fire that just gets dimmer and dimmer until it's out. And I watched that. I watched it. I didn't understand at the time what it was doing to me, but it was making me very confused. And I got.
Is it bothering you watching that?
It did. Yes, it bothered me for a long time. And then what really confused me was that woman who's putting her hand out, collecting an allowance, is telling me not to do the same. And there came a point where I went back and said, but why don't you take control of your life? Now it's your turn. And it didn't. I had this expectation that someone else would follow their own advice. And we get disappointed when they don't. We get upset when our moms don't act like the 21st century modern woman. But I learned a lesson, which is sometimes not all women have to be on that journey. For certain women, that's where they're at. You have to meet them where they're at. You can't push them left or right. And I've learned to honor it. I wanted her to do more for herself, like take English as a second language at a community college, a lot of things that were accessible. But I think it's important for us as women to not like judge and say, well, you have to do X, Y, and Z to be full woman. That's just where this woman is. And it was painful to watch, but now not so much. It's her journey. My journey's different.
Yes.
We're two different women. Maybe she likes comfort more. And for me, independence outweighs comfort. But for some people, comfort outweighs independence, and that's their journey for what it's worth. So mine is, again, just like you, independence. Extremely important. It will be definitely, if the first was the identity and me, like my way of living for happiness, then the second one will be the independence. You know, because that just gives me the feeling like I'm in control. Like I am responsible for myself. I can take care of myself. I don't need you to take care of me. I don't. I love your presence here. I don't need anything from you. I think also, if I want to talk about independence, and it just reminded me to say another thing, and this is why I think we get into the wrong marriages, we get into the wrong relationships, because we are not relying on ourselves, right? We are looking for that, you know, the capital gain somewhere. I'm like, where can I go so someone is going to be taking care of me? So I'm looking at the financial situation. And then, so this is why we have so many failed relationships, because you're not starting the relation. It says, I want to feel loved. I want to love someone. I want to have the best friend. I want to feel the best sex ever. I want to feel compassion. I want to feel fire. So we're not making decision on any of those. We're just like, education, check. Financial abundance, check. You must be a good person. Is that like, and then we live so dead, like a walking zombies, and thinking, what is wrong here? Right? Yes. And living dead, that's true, but that's our responsibility. So I'll for a long time, I was expecting my spouse to make me feel alive. And I realized, and I think we do that not just in a marriage, we can do that with boyfriends, in friendships, with a business partner, staff, employees. I realized, you know, I'm accountable for this. This is my job. For like, I'll give you the dancing example. I love to dance. It's like, it was my childhood dream to dance. And I kept saying to my husband, let's take a lesson, let's do this, let's enter a competition. It's not his thing. He doesn't like it. He doesn't enjoy it. And I kept waiting and waiting. my own mind was limiting me until one day I just realized, why can't I find an instructor online? Google it. I found a wonderful female instructor. That was step number one. And then I thought, why can't I enter a competition with another woman? So what? It's not a male instructor.
Yeah.
Again, nobody told me these things. I had put myself in this mental prison.
Yes.
I had freedom and I didn't know how far I could take that freedom. And then we entered the competition. Everybody else was male, female, but nobody cared. We were there to dance.
Oh, wow.
And we won. We won one of the rounds.
You never told me that you won.
We won one of the rounds.
Woo!
Yeah. And it was, you know what was really liberating when we walked in? Because we kind of broke the custom. Because ballroom is man-woman.
Huh?
But again,
no way.
There's no rules. They didn't say
way.
we cannot sign up. So we did. And everyone was just kind of looking, and you could see in everyone else's eyes, this beautiful thing was happening. Their own mind was like, oh, I guess if you have a female instructor and you're a woman, you know, you can sign up.
Yeah.
Where are these rules coming from? Nowhere. I had created that rule in my head, and I've started to erase.
I'm so proud
I'm erasing
of you.
a lot of things.
I did not catch that.
I'm erasing so
You see,
much.
I did not catch that. My mind didn't even go there. It was
What do
like
you
so normal when I watched the you and her dancing. It was just so normal to me. I'm like, yes.
It feels normal to me too, but I
think this is why we are friends.
That's why we're friends. So I think we need to meditate on how far we can take our own freedom.
Yeah.
Because we have it, just like money sometimes.
Yeah.
But we don't know what to do with it.
So true. Will you say the third obstacle will be freedom? What do you think about it?
The third obstacle of womanhood.
Uh-huh.
You know what? No. What I will say is finding amazing, amazing female companions. I think it's very hard. I do think it's an obstacle. But when you find it, when you find those women who become your soul guides, they become your external soul guides, you have hit the freaking jackpot. It's hard though. I don't think it happens easily. I think it's just as hard as finding a good spouse that's compatible for you. It's like being in a really good marriage. And I think you have to find a marriage in your friendships.
Yeah.
And not waste time on friendships that don't serve you.
Yeah.
So I
so
do
true.
think it's important. But it's an obstacle. Honestly, I didn't have this feeling that I achieved that until in my 30s. Which is okay. There's no time cutoff. But I think women need to work on that.
I feel like because in general, as a major populations, when we're looking for friends, we are not looking for a soulmate. We are not going deep enough to see why I want to be a friend with you. Do we have same values? How are we looking at the world? Are we both putting our soul on the table, just like what you said? Like, how raw are we? How vulnerable are we in presence of each other? And then we need to be raw, but we also need to be within the same vibration in order to be able to go in harmony together. Like, I need to be able to receive the vibration and translate it in a way that it makes sense to me, and vice versa. So definitely the friendship in 30s, maybe for me was late 30s, to just understand, who I'm calling a friend.
Right.
What is it that I want from a friend?
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And one thing based on that, I learned, don't put non-VIP people in your VIP section. That was a big lesson for me. We all have a VIP section.
Yeah.
And the truth is, your VIP section can't be 300 people.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
And I realized I kept finding myself in this situation. I thought, no, there's something I'm accountable for. I got to figure this out. And I thought, putting so many non-VIP people in my VIP section. So this is our job as women. It's so important who's in that VIP box, because I think that you can elevate and spiral into the universe, into the sky, based on who you surround yourself with. That's why I love being next to you.
Hey.
You are always inspiring me to work hard, and not just on business, on appearance. When I first started working, I was a new mom. I was very overwhelmed, and I would walk out the door. When I met you, you didn't say anything. It's how you carried yourself, and I saw you and I thought, I need to look good to feel good. This is just how it works. You can't walk out of the house in pajamas without combing your hair and feel like a boss. That's not how it works. So when I'm around you, I elevate, I step up so that I can be in your presence. And I want women that make me want to elevate myself. I said, okay, I'm gonna elevate myself because I'm gonna see Helen today. I'm gonna blow dry my hair and wear a nice jacket. I want to be sexy like Helen.
I dress up for myself.
Yeah.
I dress up for myself. I dress up when I have to stay home that day and my intention is to stay at home. Like, I want to do my hair. I don't want to do my skin. I want to wear makeup that I feel good. I like to go to a nice pajama or crop top or comfort clothes that I feel good when I look at myself in the mirror. So it was a very interesting subject that you say, because some people said, why do you dress up? Like, there's no one here. You don't need to dress up. Come simple. And I'm like, I don't care if anyone is there or not. Yeah. I'm dressing up for myself. I walk out with this tutu because it made me feel funny and funky today. I'm like, I want to feel like this. I'm not wearing this for you.
I love that.
You know?
That's powerful.
So I think the concept needs to be, I want to look at myself in the mirror. I want to feel good. I want to feel certain way. And this is why I'm doing this. I am putting this time, giving this time to me to do self-care. Yes. The subject of the VIP that you said, I want to add one thing to it. And that is, tell me what you think about this. Some of my friends, they always did what I wanted. Like, they were around, they created the fun, like they agreed with the stuff that I said. So in a surface, it was like so good.
Okay.
And then, but when it got to conflict, when it got to the hard moments, when we came to disagreements, so the root was damaged. And then I was like, not just because someone is offering you a good time, not just because someone is agreeing with what you say or appreciating who you are, that's a true friendship. I'm fine with having, I want to give you an example of, I want to say my sister.
Okay.
Me and my sister are so different.
Yes.
As sometimes it's torture.
Yeah.
We sit at the table and we say, and she says, you have to do this. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. And I said, but I see what you do is wrong. And I said, but I believe what I do is right. And then we sit there, we're having a conflict, okay? But telling each other, I love you, but I don't want to listen to you, okay? But maintaining a relationship that all the foundation is right, intention is right, but there is disagreement. I'll still hold on to this friendship compared to someone that in this level, everything is perfect. We agree in everything that we say, but the foundation is not there. That means the day that I'm going to go to a conflict, the day that I'm going to go to disagreement, the whole thing falls apart. I would rather to have it hard. Right. I would rather to not disagree with you, and I say, like, I know you like this, but I'm completely against this. And let's say I have a friend says, I don't like it when you party. I have a friend, because as I'm a very party animal. Yeah. So I have a friend says, when you go to party, I don't want to come with you. But I'm there with you in all other times. Yeah. But in my all other time, we have the best relationship. Yeah. I don't need that person to agree with me and having a good time with me all the time, because the layer and the depth of the friendship is somewhere else.
And you still felt love, even though the friend said, I'm not going to come, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that. And I think that is so special. That's gold. Like, we had that experience at the retreat. Just a fun story. We were at the writer's retreat and relaxing before our writing thing to do. And you were sharing with me that you want to get a tattoo. And then inside, like, oh my God, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. And I told you, that was so nice that I got to say, I didn't have to pretend. Say, Helen, it makes me so uncomfortable that you're going to get this really large tattoo. Yeah. I know you're going to do it anyways. I love you, but I just can't. I have to tell you, don't do it. And it was so loving and playful. Yes. There was no judgment. And,
hell no.
And I love that. And I think it's also important. That's a fun and funny example.
And I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I don't take it personal. I don't get offended. I don't get any of those because the depth of our friendship is somewhere else. Right. With just having different ideas in different steps of the life is not going to bring, say, oh, like I'm not dressed or I'm not the way that I look if you're not approving, but our friendship is somewhere else that I'm not going to question it. So I do have that understanding.
And it works. And I'll just give one more serious example. And my other friend Tina, we were there. I learned another thing based on what you're saying with friendship. It's so true that even if it's hard moment, like I was having a tough mom moment post giving birth, postpartum. And my friend just didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to answer phones. She just showed up by the front door. In our culture, like, this is, okay, you can't just show up because you have to set up a table and receive guests. But friendship doesn't have to be this formal. If something is wrong, you feel it, you show up. You show up. And even when she showed up, I was such a bitch. I didn't want to open the door. And I thought, why is she here unannounced? I'm going to kill her. I opened the door and she said something that my brain just shattered. She said, listen, I know you're having a tough time and I know you don't want to invite me inside, but I'm not going to leave, so you can come outside and sit on the front porch with me. I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to leave until you talk to me, until I know you're okay. And I was so confused because I've never had friendship that way. Yeah, it was Tina. Shout out to my Tina. And we learn to be friends. I've never done that for anybody because I was raised to be very scared. Don't be too pushy with people. Like you were saying, always say, yes, I agree with you. You like that white jacket? I like it too. Oh, okay. I will always get your permission before coming to your house. Why? Follow your emotional guidance system. Your friend's in trouble, show up. Say, I'm not leaving. I'm going to sit outside. Even if you hate me. I think she said something like, even if you like shoo me with a stick to go, I'm not going. I'm going to sit right here. I won't come inside, but I'm going to make sure you're okay. And I learned a lesson, and I'm going to do that for my close friends. She taught me that.
That was so beautiful.
So if I show up at your front door.
Yes, please. Don't be shy. Can you please show up in my front door? I'm going to text you.
I'm going to be there.
I love you.
So that's so cool. Yeah.
Oh my God. That was so.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And something else I want to bring up. Before I came here, I was looking at pictures of you and me 10 years ago as businesswomen. We actually physically look so different. I wanted to know, like, the evolution. How do you see the evolution of a woman? Because you looked really different 10 years ago. Your whole presentation to the world is different. How does that happen? Is it matching, you think, the stages we go through as women?
I definitely think it's matching because when I truly loved myself, when I got to know myself, when I start knowing my values, I start treating myself different values. That's why I want to say until certain point, my identity was what I can do as my career. And then, so if I go somewhere that I'm not, like, I am not the Helen that I want to be, like, then I'm lost. I didn't give myself values. And then when I recognize, no, my values are inside me. My values are, who am I? What type of values that I have, what type of friend I am, what type of human I am in the world, like how kind I am to myself first, how kind I am to people around me. And then I realized sometimes I don't want to be kind and I still like myself. I don't want to be generous and I still like myself. I want to have my boundaries, and I still like myself. When I had to find those and then realize, just like what you said, I want to say no, but I still have good values and I respect myself and I appreciate myself, then it was the time, like, my confidence was getting more, like, I had way more confidence. I appreciate myself in different way. I valued myself in a very completely with the different standards. And then, so I was like, you know, you could see it in me.
Yeah.
Like, and people brought it up to me because I didn't know that how much I'm changing. But I feel like every 2 years I evolved. I evolved so much.
Yeah.
I'm constantly searching for what else? What else? How can I be better? How can I be better? This will be a journey until I live in this planet. This is a journey that I have until I am alive. And then my journey, like, I need to evolve. And every year I need to learn more. And then,
Yes.
So if you see this a new person sitting here, absolutely.
I love it. I love it. You're so inspiring, Helen.
Thank you. You're so inspiring. You're my rock.
I love
For
our
so
friendship.
many years, all I had in life was you.
Oh,
You know that. You were my mom, dad, attorney, friend, girlfriend, everything.
I love being all of them.